grip strength, yeah, it's back there. With the grip strength, I don't expect you to memorize those charts, because a lot of times it's more about what's normal for that person than what's absolute norm. And there's so much data on that that I don't even have all that stuff memorized, honestly. Because the charts are set up in male and female and then by age groups. So you really have to go back to the chart to look at that. So for the purposes of this, I don't want you wasting time digging through the charts.
So if we get that on our practical, then it's more comparing it to the right versus left or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because that was either no.
Yeah. Now, for range of motion, I've also, heard from people, it's like, do I have to know normal range of motion? If you don't know normal, how do you know what's abnormal? Right? If you don't know normal, how do you know if you're not normal?
Or if you're reading it right.
Or if you're reading it right, okay? So what you want to do is you want to think about all of your ranges of motion as if it's part of a circle. Okay? So flexion, I'll do my little thing. So flexion, your anatomical position is 0, okay? And you see that that's like half a circle? Okay, so if a whole circle is 360 degrees, a half a circle is 180. Okay. So if I'm doing extension, I was probably cheating a little bit because I was leaning into it. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. Like, I can't really get up to 90.
Yeah.
Huh?
The board's not
The board's not low enough for me to do, yeah. Okay, but do you see what I'm saying? That's a portion of a circle, so if we know that 90 would be here, we know it's less than a quarter of a circle. Abduction is the same thing. If I start in my anatomical position and come out this way, how much of a circle is that? That's half a circle, so that's 180. Okay? Elbow, extension to flexion, so that's going to be 0 to, like 90 is going to be here, so it's going to be
145.
right, right. Okay, are you getting this now? Okay, so it's all part of a circle.
Yeah, like you said before, we have a cheat sheet on that too. We
Your
have our own
Body
bodies
is
if
your
we're
cheat
normal.
sheet.
Yeah.
You know? If you can't think about what normal is, say, okay, you think about what, okay, 180. I want to see you do this for me. Can you do that? So you're thinking, okay, there's 180. Where are they? Okay? I don't want anybody guessing on those numbers. If you're going to put a number down, you better have measured it. Okay? The ones that tend to be tougher are your rotational movements. So for this practical, your rotations are going to be internal, external rotation, and supination, pronation. Okay, so pretty much your 0 is anatomical position. Okay, rotation. Remember, you're going to be here, so 90 degrees is where we want the shoulder. Okay, so this is your midpoint. Okay, so if this is my midpoint, coming back is, how much of a circle is that?
90 degrees.
That's a quarter of a circle, so that's 90 degrees. Okay, coming in would also be a portion of a quarter of a circle. Are you going to get as much internal as external rotation?
No.
Probably not. Okay. So you see where I'm going with this? Some of this stuff is pretty obvious. Some of this stuff, it's like you don't need to be memorizing this stuff. You need to be internalizing this stuff. Okay? You've got your body. Okay? As you're sitting writing your note, if you need to try to figure out how far off normal that is, sit here and flap around. I don't care. Okay? But yes, you have to know your normals. You have to know the difference between active and passive range of motion if you ever want to come up with a muscle grade, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. We'll just talk a little bit about muscle grades right now. Because I know that muscle grades is something that you will not internalize until you actually test real patients with real muscle weakness.
Can I ask a question on, there's a position in this book It shows abduction and abduction, person reaching this way. Don't
Yeah,
move
that's
that
wrong.
way.
That's wrong.
But what's that?
They, I'm not sure how that happened, but that,